The contact alert lit on a channel I had not seen active in 11 years of posting at Kethis 9, and my first thought was that the panel had finally failed. My second thought, when the signal resolved into a coherent hail rather than static, was worse. I should explain the form. Every warden second at a Vayan Consortium sector post files a quarterly sweep acknowledgement, a single automated packet confirming the post's operational status, routed through the regional junction at node Varath 7. The packet goes out. The consortium logs it, nobody reads it. I had filed 312 of them without incident. On the 313th, I entered the routing address incorrectly. 1 digit transposed. The packet went not to Varath 7 but to an adjacent node I had never heard of, designated in the routing table only as H-relay Kethis adjacent and logged as dormant. It was not dormant. It had simply not received traffic in some time. The hail came in 47 minutes after I filed the form. I was eating. Outpost Kethis 9, this is the Terran's 7th Composite Fleet. Flag vessel resolved Meridian. We have received your distress signal. Please confirm your status and the nature of your emergency. I put down my food. I looked at the contact alert. I looked at the routing log still open on my secondary panel. I saw the transposed digit. I sat with that for a moment. Resolved Meridian, I said. This is Warden 2nd Thessaly Vorn at Outpost Kethis 9. I have no emergency. I believe I have made a clerical error. There was a pause. Then, Warden 2nd Vorn, we show your signal as a distress class packet received by H-relay Kethis adjacent at 0912 station time. Our automated dispatch protocol activated on receipt. We are currently holding station at 11,000 kilometers off your port array. There are 8 vessels in our group. I pulled up the exterior observation feed. 8 hulls sat in the low amber light of the Kethis star, holding formation with the particular stillness of things that do not need to hurry. The largest was very large. The hospital tender, which I identified by its hull markings, was larger still. I understand, I said. The distress classification was in error. I misrouted my quarterly status acknowledgement. I apologize for the inconvenience. Another pause, longer this time. Warden 2nd, our dispatch protocol under the Outer Corridor Response Compact, which your post's routing node falls under by geographical inclusion, requires a minimum 72-hour station hold upon arrival at a distress-designated coordinate. We are not yet in a position to depart. While we are here, standard procedure authorizes a welfare and maintenance assessment of the receiving post, with your consent. Do you consent? I looked at my secondary panel, then at the 8 hulls on my feed, then at the routing log again, as though the transposed digit might have corrected itself. I consent, I said. The first shuttle docked 20 minutes later. 2 humans in gray technical coveralls, equipment cases, who introduced themselves as Specialist Wren and Specialist Okafor from the Resolved Meridian's maintenance detail. They were polite, they were thorough. Specialist Wren looked at my antenna array's alignment log, said, very quietly, and began working without further comment. Specialist Okafor cataloged my supply inventory on a hand terminal, cross-referencing it against something on her device, occasionally making small notations. Your long-range array has a 3-degree azimuth drift, Specialist Wren said, not looking up from the housing. Probably 6 to 8 months accumulation. I can correct it now if you like. Quarterly maintenance cycle is not due for another 2 months, I said. I can correct it now, he said again, in the same tone. Yes, I said. Thank you, he corrected it. It took him 40 minutes. My long-range reception clarity when he finished was better than it had been in over a year. Specialist Okafor finished her inventory. She showed me the notation screen without being asked. My emergency ration stores were at 61% of recommended minimum for a post my size and distance from resupply lanes. My water reclamation filters were within operational range, but trending toward the replacement threshold. My medical kit was missing 3 items that the compact's minimum equipment standard required. I was not aware of those standards, I said. Most posts aren't, she said. She did not say it unkindly. The resupply shuttle arrived from the hospital tender 4 hours later, brought ration cases, 2 replacement filter units, and a sealed medical resupply box. It also brought a crate that was not on any manifest I had seen, which the shuttle crew left at my docking collar without comment. I opened it after they left. It contained 48 packaged meals of a type I recognized as human field rations, a thermal carafe, and 4 packets of a dried beverage, and a handwritten card that said, "The crew of the Vithara's Passage. Hope the posting treats you well." I did not know which ship the Vithara's Passage was. I set the carafe on my desk. The 72 hours passed. The 7th Composite Fleet held station through all of them. The flag vessel, Resolved Meridian, hailed me once each day to confirm my status. On the 3rd hail, the communications officer asked if I needed anything further before their departure window. "No," I said. "I have everything I need. I have considerably more than I need." "That's good to hear, Warden 2nd. Safe posting." The 8 hulls broke formation and were gone in under 4 minutes, folding out of transit range with the same unhurried precision with which they had arrived. The contact alert panel went dark. The amber light of the Kethis star lay across my antenna array, now properly aligned, catching the horizon at its usual low angle. I opened the correction report I had been drafting since the first hour of their stay. I noted the routing error, the transposed digit, the dormant but functional status of H-Relay Kethis adjacent, the automated dispatch it had triggered, and the arrival of the Terran 7th Composite Fleet in response to a quarterly sweep acknowledgement that should have gone to Node Vareth 7. In the field labeled Outcome, I wrote, "No emergency existed at time of arrival. Receiving post found to be in satisfactory operational condition upon departure of responding vessels, with several deficiencies corrected. The error is attributed to Warden 2nd personnel and will not recur." I paused over the final notation field. It asked for any additional remarks. I thought about the 3-degree azimuth drift I had stopped noticing, the filter units trending toward threshold, the missing items I had not known I was required to have. I typed, "The responding fleet conducted a thorough welfare and maintenance assessment for the duration of their required station hold. All findings were addressed without being asked. Post is, as of this filing, fully compliant with outer corridor response compact equipment minimums for the first time in this warden's tenure." I saved the report. I filed it to Node Vareth 7, checking the routing address twice. Then I made myself a cup of whatever was in the packets. It was bitter and hot, and I had no idea what it was. I drank it looking out at the low amber star, at the empty approach lane, where 8 hulls had been holding station 4 minutes ago. The consortium would send a reprimand for the misrouted form. That was fine. I had earned it. It occurred to me, sitting there, that the humans had never asked why my post had a dormant relay wired into the same routing table as their emergency response network. They had simply answered what it sent them. I had no answer to that, so I stopped looking for one, poured a second cup, and got back to work.